Thank you. So my name is Steven Burkett, and my project is called SNB Bass Baits. And so what my project's about is I'm making custom bass fishing lures for me and to sell to other people. So basically, I got the idea back when I was fishing with my uncle something back, and I began to notice a few things about the baits we were using. One thing was that the baits were mostly made in China or some other country, not the United States. And then the other thing that I noticed was we were using primarily one type of bait. Now, I thought to myself, why can't I change these two things about fishing? So I did some research and figured out how I could make my own fishing lures. So these up here, this is the first set of molds, plastic, and colors that I bought off of jansnetcraft.com. And so they weren't very good. They were the cheap molds. These were the first molds that I found. They were cheap, and they didn't really work. So I thought, why can't I, what can I do to make these better? So I did some more research, and I found out what the people that were doing this professionally, the molds that they used, and what they bought. The one thing that I found in common with these people, they all used aluminum molds. So this is just half of one of the aluminum molds that I have, and you can see that on the inside there's the cutout of the bait, and so when this mold's put together, it creates the plastic fills up inside of it and creates your bait. So the difference between these aluminum molds and these plastic molds that I have, or these plastic molds that I have up here, was that these were computer drilled out and precisely cut so that they would make a perfect bait every time. That's what they were designed to do. So now that I have these lures, or these baits, or these molds, now I had to figure out how I can actually make them myself. So basically I'm just going to walk you through the process of how I make my lures. So this slide here, this shows you the 3 stages of plastic that I make. And so this first one on the far left, is when you first pour the plastic out of the container. It's not clear, it's white, it's thicker than milk, and it really doesn't do anything yet. So you measure it out in your Pyrex container, and as you heat it up in the microwave, it becomes thick and like jelly-like. And it's still a little bit cloudy, so you can't use this yet. So that's about how you can tell when you're halfway finished heating it up. So now it's in the middle stage, after you heat it up, and it's clearer, and it's like water. It's really thin, and it's easy to stir around, easy to add stuff to. And then this is when you add the colors, and the glitter, and the salt in these baits. You might be thinking, why would you add salt into a fishing lure? Well, when that bass bites onto the lure, it gives it some more flavor and makes the bass hold on to the lure longer. That's what it makes it do. And you can see I made a black bait on the end, and that's when you add the black color. And it's like a liquid color, so you can add different colors. And you can really make any different type of color in any shade. That's the great thing about being able to make them yourself. You don't have to go to the store and wonder if they're going to have that particular color that you want or that you need to catch fish. And then, so after you have the heated up plastic injected in the mold using this here, this is an injector, and you stick it into the Pyrex container and you suck up the plastic like this. So now all that plastic's up inside of this container, or this injector. And then you can inject it into the hole that's inside of this mold, right here. And so that's when the plastic is filled up into the mold, and that's when will create your bait right there. So on the left, and then the middle, and on the right, these are all a couple of pictures of the baits that I have made. And so there's one on the right, or on the far left. This is one that is completely just straight in the mold, still pretty warm because it's still setting up. So I'm going to show you some of the baits that I have made just with me right now. So you can tell here, this is one of the worms that I've made. You can see the tail on it. It's really long and it's thin. So when it's going through the water, it wiggles around and creates action, and the bass are attracted to that because they can't hear, so they feel on the side of their body, they feel the water moving through the bait, or the water that the bait is moving, they feel that. And so in the middle, there's one of the colors I made. It's called Autumn Splendor. And then on the right, that's just a black and blue color. And then this one here that I'm about to show you, it's brand new. I just came up with it just the other day. And I still don't have a name with it. So it's bluish, and it's got a little bit of purple. I don't know if you can see it, but it does. And so these are just some of the baits that I've made right now. And I'm still coming up with new colors, coming up with new scents. And that's the other thing I did kind of want to talk about, the scent. So when a bait has scent, the bass do smell the bait, and when they're holding onto it, they're attracted to it more, and they hold onto the bait longer. So that's just a few of the things that I've had to figure out as I'm making these lures. And so that's how I've decided on the colors and on the scent. And that's how also I've decided how I make them in the different molds that I buy. And so yes, I have gotten out on the water with them, and I have caught a lot of fish with these lures. There's actually a funny story I like to tell. It's actually true. So I was fishing with a friend, and we were on the same lake. He was using lures that he bought at the store, and I was using the lures that I made. Now, he could not catch a single fish. He couldn't catch anything all day, and I was over there catching. I caught probably 10 or 12 fish. He didn't catch anything. The difference was I was using the baits that I made, and I think that's just a great representation of how my baits are better than some of the other people who make baits. So thank you guys for listening.